Kandi Burruss divorce, the real child support truth. Kandi Burruss divorce, the real child support truth. Okay, guys, let's talk about what's going on with this latest divorce for Kandi and Todd. Today, Todd is saying that Kandi and Mama Joyce set him up. They lied in their latest motion, saying that he lived in the second home. Remember, she brought two houses. One she calls the primary, the other one she calls the second. He said, no, that wasn't true. He was in the main house. And then all of a sudden, it says in the paperwork that he's in the second house and he doesn't pay for anything, not light and gas, none of that. Okay, so listen, this is why the gloves are coming off. Because they have an ironclad prenup, right? Which the state of Georgia will always adhere to. That they are a go by the prenup state. Okay, people? You got to believe me when I say it. And in the prenup, it basically is, I get to keep what I had before the marriage. You get to keep what you had before the marriage. We'll split everything that we made together. Period. That's it. And then Todd gets to walk away with one lump sum because the marriage lasted 10 years plus. However, that prenup was written up before children. Now that we have children in the situation, this will be the only reason that Todd will get more money. And he'll get more money if he can prove that he is the primary caretaker. Now, according to Todd, this is the reason that Kandi, according to him, started lying on her latest motion asking for an emergency hearing. Now, a lot of people say Kandi's not going to lose being the primary parent just because she works. BS. When any judge in the United States, all 51 states, when they start looking into child custody, who's going to be the primary, who's going to be the sole custody, how much they're going to have shared custody, there are three things that they look at. Number one, who has been the primary day-to-day caregiver? Number two, who's responsible for doing everything in the current routine, meaning who takes them to school, who takes them to their sports activities, who takes them to the dentist and the doctors, all of that. Number three, which parent provides a stable home environment? Now, according to the rumors, this is where Todd is going to make out big. According to the rumors, he has some really good information about Kandi that he can use if he needed to use it. And this is why Kandi wanted the record sealed. Now, I don't know what kind of information you could have on Kandi. We already know about y'all sex life. So, I mean, how much grimy can it get? Like, I just don't see where he's going with this. But he does have a case when he talks about Kandi never being home, i.e., not being the primary caretaker. Kandi has a clear, precise track record of never being home. She could be touring with Escape. She could be producing a Broadway play. She could be filming The Chi. She could be filming for Bravo. And all this is just her work. That's what she does for her work. But it may backfire on her when it comes to being the primary caretaker. And also, I have to admit, this is when I look side-eye a little bit at Todd Tucker. Did you set Kandi up all this time? Because he's got the whole daddy daycare thing where he goes on social media damn near every day doing what? Driving the children to school. And this is before this came out. He's been doing daddy daycare for years. He also has on tape him pleading with Kandi to stop working so much. And if I can remember correctly, you guys correct me in the chat if this is wrong. I believe in one episode he said, stop working so much, you're never home to spend time with the kids. I believe he said that on a episode. I really, really believe that. But if I'm wrong, you guys let me know. And this is why sometimes I feel, let me put it that way, that did Todd set up Kandi? He just happens to meet all the milestones that needs to be reached so he can get child support. So let's talk about this emergency motion that Kandi filed. It really doesn't make any sense as far as the timing because it just appeared to be since day one that Todd was going to go after sole custody or primary custody. And he really just played it to a T. Everything that the judge is going to ask and look for is what he does. So let's go over this motion again of how Kandi wrote this up. And it's kind of trying to, well, it is counteracting everything he said. But I still think, Kandi, you're a day late and $1 short. You've just now seen this coming, that he's going to ask for primary custody. No, it was just screaming it since the beginning. So the very first thing that she talks about is that she's been working in New York, but that's temporary. She'll be home in 2 months. She said even while she's working in New York, she regularly flies home. She pays for and supervises a live-in caretaker. They're talking about the nanny that we find out later on that Todd hired the nanny. She says she manages medical, school, and activity schedules. Kandi, this is not in your favor. It's just obvious that he is the primary caretaker when it comes to the children. We've been watching this for years. We watched it on Roa, we seen it on his YouTube channel. That's why I'm saying he might have set you up. You can't now all of a sudden come in and say that you're the primary caretaker. It's not going to work. Also, she says that she handles the daily routines through the nanny. Yeah, that's what she's saying. She's also saying that just because she has a nanny doesn't mean she doesn't parent. Now, that's true. That's very much true. But you come across like you're so busy, and I say this respectfully, Kandi, you didn't even have time to carry your own baby. Didn't Blaze go through a surrogate? Then she compares her being gone away so long to a person that's in the medical field or in the military or other career opportunities. Meaning lots of people parent where they have to be gone for long periods of time. Just because I have a demanding job does not make me less of a mother. And I get that. She's right about that. She's saying with her having such a demanding job, she still makes all the major events. Now, this is where I'm questioning if she should have wrote it like this. Next, she talks about how she covers mostly all of the expenses. I mean, it's a whole list of everything that she pays for. To me, it made it feel like you're establishing that you are the breadwinner and he's the wife that stays home with the kids. That's how I looked at it. You have a whole list of shit that you pay for. Wait, this is everything. I don't know if Todd pays for anything. Yeah, it makes him look like a bum in the public eye, but will the judge look at him as a bum? Or will the judge look at him as the primary caretaker? Kandi brings home the bacon, which is the money, and then you do all the overseeing of the children. So to any judge, that could feel like that's the children's normal routine is daddy get daycare. They're already used to it. They're already used to Todd being the primary caregiver. Most judges don't want to disrupt children's lives, so they keep it the way that it is, or where they feel is in the best interest of the children. And since he's already raising the children, most likely, and I don't want anyone to get upset with me, that's their natural routine. They're already used to that. And I think Kandi saying that she pays for everything, I think she said he doesn't pay a dime in child support since they've separated. It just establishes, Kandi, that you are the breadwinner of the house, if you ask me. And you're saying that you're coming back in March, you're coming back from New York. How long will it be until you're gone again? That's how I think the judge is going to look at it. I don't think the judge is going to punish her for being a working mom. I think he's going to pick Todd as the primary caregiver because that's already his role. And Todd's basic response is, I'm already the primary caretaker. I do everything for the children to give them a stable lifestyle. In fact, I do so much that I had to hire a nanny to help support me in taking care of the children. Now, who is this nanny? I've never seen a nanny before. He hired her. I just want to know who she is. Did this nanny used to work at Magic City? Is this the person that Todd's supposed to be having an affair with? Because that's how my mind works. I'm twisted. The rumors is it's his old girlfriend, the one that he talked trash to about Kandi, saying that Kandi face was mid, she's not that cute, all that stuff. That's the rumors, is that it's not the fact that he had an affair was bad, but the one person that he's having an affair with. But that's not going to come up because they're not going to talk about their escapades. Back to the paperwork. One of the other things that he's saying is that Kandi had a birthday party for one of the children. They did not tell Todd. They've been trying to push him out of his daily activities. He also responds to Kandi saying that he also has to leave and go out of town for his work. And his response was, yeah, I did on a lot of occasions go out of town, but not nearly as much as you did. And also, since he's mentioning that Kandi had a birthday party and didn't invite him to indicate that they are scheming to get him out of the picture, I bet you guys, with all the money that I have, Mama Joyce's name is going to come up, and they're going to talk about how she treated him and how she probably is assisting Kandi right now of trying to cut Todd out of the children's life. So there you have it, people. That's what's going on in layman's terms. That's the basic of everything that's going on. It's complicated, but I wouldn't count Todd out. A lot of people are saying, no judge in their right mind. Just be neutral right now. We don't know who's going to do what and which way the judge is going to go. I'll put it that way. But at the end of the day, these children are going to be fine. Even though they're going through a divorce right now, Kandi and Todd, they both love their children and they're both good parents. You really can't punish someone for being gone a long time. But he's saying it's not just that. She goes on a business trip and comes back. It's constantly. It's year round. That's basically what he's saying. So all of you guys that are saying that there's no way that Todd could get primary custody, don't rule that out. And I will say this. He has established that she's gone a lot. That has nothing to do with me not liking Kandi, not liking Kandi. It's just the truth. But I also feel that Todd trying to be the primary caretaker for child support is low down and dirty. You shouldn't do Kandi like that. When you guys were married, she changed your life. And then this is how you thank her. I would work with Kandi. I would want 50-50 custody. Of course, that doesn't mean money for you. Maybe you need to get out now, Todd, and go find a damn job. I just find that that's low down what you're doing to her. So it's a lot going on. That's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Until next time, bye for now.
What up, y'all? It's Daddy Daycare. We rolling today. Who we got back there over there? Who's that?
Ace Boogie.
And who we got over there?
Blaze Butterfly.
Blaze Butterfly and Ace Boogie. We're heading to school today.